Hello friends, I am Dr.V.V.Killedar. Welcomes you to my channel Dr.V.V.Killedar. Now I have already published 5 videos related with the topic elasticity. You might have gone through all these videos. Now I am going to explain how one can determine the elastic constants of the material in the form of wire. The method which was designed by the scientist Searles. So in first part we will see how one can determine the Young's modulus of the material of the wire. In the second part we will see how one can determine the modulus of rigidity of the material of the wire, and by using these two values one can determine the Poisson's ratio of the material of the wire. So let us start with the Young's modulus. The apparatus used to find the Young's modulus of the material of the wire is as shown in figure 1, which consists of two heavy metal rods A and B. The wire whose elastic constants are to be determined is fastened between two metal rods at the center, and these two metal rods are suspended to rigid supports by means of two equal threads. Now, how to perform the experiment? Now, you pull the two ends A and B symmetrically of these two metal rods so that the wire is bent into an arc of a circle with radius r, and that subtends angle to theta. Now, when the two ends A and B of the metal rods are released, the system starts performing angular HHM. This is because when we bent these two heavy metal bars, this is nothing but our deflecting torque, and due to the elasticity of the material of the wire, the restoring torque will be developed within the metal wire. So as soon as we release the two ends of the bar, the restoring torque comes into play, and in this way the system starts performing angular HHM in a horizontal plane. Now let us consider the theoretical part. Now from this figure 2, let us suppose that L represents the length of the wire fixed between two metal rods, and R represents the radius of curvature of the wire, and theta is the angle subtended. Therefore, from figure 2 we write L is equal to R into 2 theta, and therefore R is equal to L upon 2 theta. Now the bending moment which is developed in the wire is equal to Yig by R. Here Y represents the Young's modulus, Ig represents the geometrical moment of inertia of the wire, and R represents the radius of curvature. But the geometrical moment of inertia of the wire Ig is given by pi r raised to 4 upon 4. Therefore, we write the bending moment of the wire which exerts a couple on the wire is given by Yig by R, or Y upon R pi r raised to 4 upon 4. Now we substitute the value of R. So we get Y upon L pi r raised to 4 2 theta by 4, or finally we get Y upon L pi r raised to 4 theta upon 2. Now for equilibrium, the deflecting torque which is applied externally must be equal to the restoring torque developed within the material of the wire. Now, the deflecting torque is given by I into alpha. Here I represents the moment of inertia of the two heavy metal bars, and alpha represents the angular acceleration d2 theta by dt square, and this must be equal to the restoring torque minus y upon L pi r raised to 4 theta by 2. Here we have used negative sign because the deflecting torque and restoring torque, they are acting opposite to each other. Now, substituting the value of angular acceleration, we write I d2 theta by dt square is equal to minus y by L 2 pi r raised to 4 theta by 2. Or we write I d2 theta by dt square plus y upon L pi r raised to 4 upon 2 into theta, that is equal to 0. Now, this equation is analogous with the differential equation of angular SHM d2 theta by dt square plus omega square theta is equal to 0. Therefore, the system performs angular SHM. Now here the constant omega square is equal to y upon IL pi r raised to 4 by 2. Now we find what is the periodic time of the angular SHM, and that is given by T1 is equal to 2 pi upon omega, 2 pi root of 2 IL by pi r raised to 4. Now squaring both the sides, we write T1 square is equal to 4 pi square into 2IL y pi r raised to 4. And therefore we write y is equal to 8 pi IL T1 square r raised to 4. So this is the expression for Young's modulus of the material of the wire. So one can very easily find out the Young's modulus by using this relation. So one should know what is the moment of inertia of the bar. L, that is the length of the metal wire which is fastened between the two heavy metal rods. T1 represents the periodic time of the oscillation, and R represents the radius of the wire. Here it is to be noted that the radius of the wire should be measured very accurately. Otherwise, it will result into large error in the value of Young's modulus. Now let us see how one can determine the modulus of rigidity eta by using the Searles method. Now here the same apparatus is used, but here one of the metal rod is hanged with the rigid support, and the another rod is used to twist the metal wire and give torsional oscillations to the system. Now here we twist or we rotate this heavy metal rod through angle theta, and we produce a twist in the metal wire. When we release the heavy metal rod, due to the restoring torque developed in the metal wire, the system will try to restore its equilibrium position. But due to moment of inertia, the bar go to the other side of the mean position. And in this way, the system start performing simple harmonic angular SHM or torsional oscillations in a horizontal plane. Now, as we have studied that the twisting couple set up in the wire is equal to minus C into theta. Here C represents the couple per unit twist that is developed in the metal wire, and theta represents the angular displacement. And this negative sign indicates that this twisting couple is acting opposite to that of the angular displacement theta. Now substituting the value of C, couple per unit twist, we write minus pi eta r raised to 4 upon 2L into theta. In equilibrium position, the deflecting couple must be equal to twisting couple. The deflecting couple is given by I into alpha. Here I represents the moment of inertia of the heavy metal rod, and alpha represents the angular acceleration. So I alpha must be equal to minus pi eta raised to 4 upon 2L into theta. Therefore we write I d2 theta by dt square is equal to minus pi eta raised to 4 upon 2L into theta. Or by rearranging terms we write I d2 theta by dt square plus pi eta raised to 4 upon 2L theta is equal to 0. Now this equation is again similar with the equation of angular SHM d2 theta by dt square plus omega square theta is equal to 0. So by comparing these two equations, we write omega square is equal to pi eta raised to 4 upon 2IL. Therefore, the periodic time of the angular SHM in this case is T2, that is equal to 2 pi by omega, that is equal to 2 pi root 2IL upon pi eta raised to 4. Or squaring both the sides, we write T2 square is equal to 4 pi square into 2IL upon pi eta raised to 4. Or eta is equal to 8 pi IL upon T2 square r raised to 4. So this is the expression for the modulus of rigidity of the material of the wire. So by using this relation, one can determine the modulus of rigidity theta. For that, one should know what is the moment of inertia of this heavy metal rod. L represents the length of the wire. T2 represents the periodic time of this angular SHM, and R represents the radius of the wire. So by using a very simple apparatus, it is possible to determine the Young's modulus as well as modulus of rigidity of the metal wire. Now let us see how one can determine the Poisson's ratio sigma by Searles method. Now dividing equation 1 by 2, the equation 1 which we have obtained in first part and equation 2 we have obtained in second part of the experiment. So we write y by eta is equal to 8 pi IL T1 square by r raised to 4, this is for Young's modulus, and 8 pi IL upon T2 square r raised to 4, this is for eta. So we get y upon eta is equal to T2 square upon T1 square. Now, the Poisson's ratio of the material of the wire is given by sigma is equal to y upon 2 eta minus 1. So, substituting the value of y upon eta, we write T2 square upon 2 T1 square minus 1, or sigma is equal to T2 square minus 2 T1 square upon 2 T1 square. So, simply by measuring the periodic time of oscillations in part 1 and in part 2, it is possible to determine the Poisson's ratio sigma of the material of the wire. So friends, we have just now seen one of the simple method known as Searles method to determine the Young's modulus, modulus of rigidity, and Poisson's ratio of the material of the wire.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, comment and share this video with your friends. Thank you.